Hi everyone, so today we have some breaking news. We can now say the DNC and NBC News have announced the first debate lineup. So this will be which candidate is appearing on each of the different stages. So we'll come back to this analysis, but here's just the different candidates. So on the first night, Wednesday night, we have Cory Booker, Julian Castro, Cory Booker, the senator from New Jersey, Julian Castro, the former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Bill de Blasio, the mayor of New York City, John Delaney, the former congressman from Maryland, Tulsi Gabbard, the congresswoman from Hawaii, Jay Inslee, the governor of Washington, Amy Klobuchar, the senator from Minnesota, Beto O'Rourke, the congressman from Texas, Tim Ryan, the congressman from Ohio, and Elizabeth Warren, the senator from Massachusetts. Okay. Those are the individuals who will be appearing on the first night. I'll come back to my analysis in a second. Okay, on the Thursday night, the second night, we have Michael Bennet, the senator from Colorado, Joe Biden, the former vice president and former senator from Delaware, Pete Buttigieg, the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, Kirsten Gillibrand, the senator from New York, Kamala Harris, the senator from California, John Hickenlooper, the governor of Colorado, Bernie Sanders, the senator from Vermont, Eric Swalwell, the congressman from California, Marianne Williamson, the book writer, speech activist, I guess, and Andrew Yang, the businessman from New York, who's the entrepreneur from New York. So, okay, so it's very it's really interesting because they had tried to avoid like a kiddie debate. What they had done is that they kind of said, okay, everyone who's polling 2% or above will be evenly distributed among both nights, and all the people who are polling all the people who are polling, say that 5 times fast, all the people who are polling at 1% or less are put in like a different like hat, I guess. So that's how they did that. But yeah, so Wednesday night, Thursday night, it's going to be really interesting. But just as for my analysis, I think this is a massive win for Bernie Sanders. He gets to go toe-to-toe with Joe Biden, center stage, on the podiums. They get to take jabs at each other. I think that'll be, Bernie Sanders really gets to take his aim at Joe Biden, who he has been subtly attacking during interviews and during speeches. So, honestly, this is a massive win for Bernie Sanders. I also think that Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg, they're kind of like the next tier below, or I guess 2 tiers below the others. I would say with Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg, I don't think that they will necessarily benefit from the debates as much as people are saying, but honestly, I haven't seen either of them debate, so I don't know if they're good debaters. Keep in mind that since there's 10 candidates per night, it's a 2-hour debate, so if you do the math, 120 minutes, 120 minutes is 2 hours. So if you do the math, 120 over 10 is just 12 minutes per candidate. That's not a whole lot of time. Now, yes, they'll probably, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg probably get more time than John Hickenlooper, Eric Swalwell, Michael Bennet, Marianne Williamson. But, I still think this is a massive win for Bernie. He gets to go toe-to-toe with Biden on his record, and I think that really could benefit him. As for Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg, they kind of, what we're kind of seeing right now is Joe Biden's in this first tier, then Bernie Sanders, and you could probably include Elizabeth Warren in there as well, and then you have Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg, and then you go to Beto O'Rourke, Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar, and then you go down to kind of the rest of them in this kind of jumbled pack, just gasping for air in this crowded Democratic field. But Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, massive win for Bernie. I think this is a very good win for Bernie. He gets to go toe-to-toe with Joe Biden on that debate stage, and I think that that's definitely beneficial for Bernie Sanders. As for Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, I think, yes, that they might get a bit, kind of lost over. I think, though, that Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg can attack the front runner, Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. I think that they could possibly do that effectively. As for the rest of them, Bennett, Hickenlooper, Swalwell, Williamson, Yang. I'll come back to Yang because he's an interesting candidate. But as for Williamson, Swalwell, Hickenlooper, and Bennett, I think that they will get quite lost. Because Sanders and Biden are kind of taking all the airtime, and then, you have this kind of Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg as well. So, yeah, Bennett and Hickenlooper and Swalwell and Williamson might get a bit lost. Yang, I'm actually really keen to see him debate. I want to see how he defends his UBI plan. Hopefully he'll ask him about that. So big winners of the Thursday night debate, definitely Bernie Sanders. I mean, if it was Joe Biden and then all of the kind of like lower tier candidates, then that would be a big win for Joe Biden. He doesn't need to he can kind of, laugh off the attacks from the 1% candidates. Yeah, but I think Bernie Sanders, big win for Bernie Sanders. And then kind of the losers here, probably Hickenlooper and Bennett and Swalwell, just because they'll kind of get overlooked in my mind. Okay, as for the Wednesday night debates, okay, so big winners here. I would probably say there aren't really that many big winners. I guess you could argue Tulsi Gabbard because she's not needing to go up against Bernie, but then you also make the argument for Elizabeth Warren. She's going to need to put up her progressive credentials up against Warren. I feel that John Delaney and Tim Ryan and Beto O'Rourke and Amy Klobuchar will all kind of be fighting for that centrist thing. Whereas if you look here, yes, there are a few centrists, but not nearly as not as many there. But honestly, the biggest loser from this whole thing, Wednesday night and Thursday night, is Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren. I feel so bad for her. She's in a debate with all of the people who are polling at 1 to 2%, and she's polling at 15%. And some people could make the argument for Elizabeth Warren. She could be able to command the stage just because she's polling the highest by far of all of these candidates. The only people who come even close is no one, except for, and then you kind of have Beto O'Rourke, Amy Klobuchar, Cory Booker, and then the rest of them don't have a chance. But Elizabeth Warren, she's the biggest loser from this. Yes, she may be able to kind of, command the room, quote-unquote command the room, but, she won't be able to go up against Joe Biden, or any of these more, Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris. She won't be able to do that, and she's kind of stuck in a debate with, the more kiddie table debate. But if we look at some of Politico's analysis, Joe Biden, the top polling candidate, will appear on June 27, the second of back-to-back nights of debates in Miami. He'll be joined on the stage by Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, but not Elizabeth Warren, another top contender who will debate 9 other hopefuls on June 26. Debates will air on NSM, blah, 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 broadcast from Miami. A press release from NBC News said that the candidate podium placements will be announced at a later date and will be, and I'm quoting here, based on polling. So we can probably expect Elizabeth Warren to be in the middle, Elizabeth Warren and, Beto O'Rourke to be in the middle, and then you probably have Amy Klobuchar and Cory Booker on the next two things, and then, you probably have Julian Castro and Jay Inslee. Then maybe, you know, you just kind of had the rest of them spilled out, Tulsi Gabbard and Tim Ryan, then Bill de Blasio and John Delaney. As for the Thursday night, obviously Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders in the centermost podiums, and then, you know, you kind of have Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg. Then you probably have someone like an Andrew Yang and a Kirsten Gillibrand, you know, then just kind of morphing into the Hickenlooper, Bennett, Swalwell, and Williamson. So, yes, the stage lineups were determined via random draw. Yeah, so 8 candidates polled above the 2% mark: Biden, Booker, Buttigieg, Harris, Klobuchar, O'Rourke, Sanders, and Warren. So we can see Biden, Buttigieg, Harris, and Sanders are all on the first night, and then Klobuchar, O'Rourke, Warren, and Booker all on the second night. I thought it was very funny since above the 2% mark you can kind of see Joe Biden, like they're putting kind of Joe Biden and Amy Klobuchar in the same bucket. So, and it just happened to be that, you know, kind of the lesser polling candidates who were polling in the low single digits got put on one debate along with Warren, and then, you know, the people who are kind of polling above 10% put in the other columns. So, overall thoughts, Thursday night obviously has more viewership than the Wednesday night, but Bernie Sanders, the biggest winner from this debate draw, he gets to go toe-to-toe with Joe Biden, and he can also compare his progressive record to centrists like Michael Bennet, John Hickenlooper, Eric Swalwell. So, and then as for the Wednesday night, biggest loser here has to be Senator Elizabeth Warren. I mean, she's kind of in the kiddie table debate, even though, you know, she probably, you know, should be with this debate with Biden and Sanders and the kind of high-profile candidates. So that's it for today's video, guys. This is breaking news. The DNC and NBC News announced the first debate lineups. So yes, so I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Comment down your suggestions below, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.